mortals, I natus, wanderers of hell, or specifically manga hell. And after my bit of a long break, or almost 2 week break, I think it's time that I come back to you with a video about my villain army or my full empire that we've been building. Since then, I finally managed to assemble all of the 13 leaders of it. Now, a little spoiler information, I don't own any of these images. All of these images belong to their respective creators and anime production studios and manga studios. With the exception of Lucius Zoigratis, who is an image of him that I got on deviantart. If I find them, I'll put the original artist on deviantart in the comment section down below. So yeah, anyways, let's get into them. So these are the characters I've chosen. And in case you're wondering about the numbers next to them, there was no real specific reason why I gave them the number, it was just random. Now, going through them, we have Einzugone. Now, the reason why I put Einzugone in this is while he himself is not all that, over the top evil intelligence, it's more of a guy trying to be that. And honestly, I could see a lot of jokes with him. Oh shit, I better not say anything, otherwise I'm gonna be exposed. Oh shit. I feel like he would just work well. He's a very powerful individual. In fact, I would say that from the people here, he's, aside from maybe Frieza and Yuha, the strongest amongst them. And I feel like he's one very capable, and I feel like he's more concerned inside, like, out of all of these, I feel like he will be the least likely to be reckless. Or one of the least likely to be reckless or arrogant about his abilities, since, one thing that makes villains fall is their arrogance. Then, of course, we have All For One, and he is here because, again, like, unlike some other, he might be like the weak one, or he's probably like the weaker half of the villains here, but I feel like his intelligence, as well as him using more, is similar to Irons. He uses all of his resources to the fullest, unlike some other villains who honestly feels like they're really limiting what their resources on the table are. In that sense, I feel like All For One does make sense to be on this tier. As well as just in generally, he is very, he has a reason why there's a meme about him planning everything in the future. I mean, there's such a joke in manga about him. Oh, he planned for this. Then we have Frieza, who has proven himself to be really has proven himself to be a good manipulator and intelligent character. But namely, he's here because he's an almighty force. Because when it comes to conquering multiverse universes and multiverses and all that, you would want one of the leaders to literally be able to destroy planets with just a flick of their finger. And that's Frieza's MO. Probably one of the most iconic moments with Frieza. Then we have Yuha Bark, who I put here because I think a lot of people has to agree after the whole anime adaptation of him has been really awesome. The way how he's like smart, but also like he puts himself above everyone else. Not to mention his almighty ability. Like this is a guy who literally has almighty as one of his skill sets. So in that sense, I feel like he would really work as a villain there. And also, I feel like one of the problems with him is that he kind of goes overly arrogant, but being forced to be on this team and forced to work with everyone else would probably, kind of hammer out his arrogance and make him, be a bit more reasonable and not get overly arrogant. So yeah. The next we have Lucius, who, manga spoilers ahead, is very intelligent, has a similar skill set as Yuha. Funny enough, you kind of see Lucius as being a combo of Aizen and Yuha when you really think about it. But yeah, Lucius in the manga has proven himself to be intelligent. His schemes work, his abilities work. Sorry about that. But when it comes down to But again, it's a bit early to say for him for certain if he should be in this group, but I think he has proven himself to good enough. And I do again feel like his thought process could probably, his, when he sees something bad happening, I feel like he would probably be very nicely compensated by Eisen and All for One being more prepared. Since let's be real here, when he saw a bad future, he was like, "Oh, I'll take down myself," or "There's something negative happening in that land. Let's just send 3 paladins there and handle it." So yeah. Then we have Megatron. Megatron, because of the nature of Transformers, I just decided to go with whatever version of Megatron you want. I just put animated there because it would fit the most. So yeah, Megatron, he's very skilled, very tactical, and very calm. He's again he would be definitely a more ruthless and opposing figure here. Well, Rocky is him not be the strongest. It's a giant fucking robot here, people. I feel like anyone would be at least intimidated. Again, Megatron has, I think, proven his intelligence and his brutality on many, many occasions. Hell, this version of Megatron is, I would say, one of the more intellectual and brutal amongst all of them. So, yeah. And then we have again one who I was actually debating if I should include or if I should include someone else, and that's Blackbeard. Since Blackbeard doesn't have the best track record when it comes to combat. But the other, I think Blackbeard made the most sense since again, while he is a bit too quickly to jump in things, I think his results speak for him themselves. Getting the prisoners he wanted, getting one of the getting Shiryu, although he did almost lose that time, getting 2 Fruits, and being an actual pirate in the One Piece world, I think works for him. And again, I feel like we're gonna see more of him and learn he will be better considering especially how the story goes. Then we have Mother Uchiha, who I feel like again, like Mother Uchiha was originally supposed to be the big final bad. It was like I think a last couple of changes, but yeah, I think Mother Uchiha really does work as one of these guys because of his power, general competence, and scheming in the future. Like this is the thing you have to consider here. You need to put as many people who can scheme long term as you can and a lot of people who can compensate for all the problems. And in that sense, it was pretty easy to put him there as well. Plus, his abilities with his eyes would really work. Then we have Bell from Ilmakun, probably the most yeah, I would say probably the most controversial pick here because we haven't seen much of Bell, and we don't really know what he's capable of. Hell, the arc that seems to be going to happen in the manga soon seems like it's gonna get more into him. So probably should have waited, but I feel like Bell so far has at least put himself in a position where he would be a really nice kind of like flair to the group since we're kind of missing, I would say, that when it comes to like mostly just being psychos or overly evil people. And I feel like the more punk style with Bob would probably work him the best. And also, I feel like he has like one of those more. My apologies. But I feel like Bal has a bit more of that personality where he and his supports will work better because again, like a lot of these guys, a lot of the rest of the guys here are not really the best when it comes to treating their subordinates. So I feel like Bal would be kind of like a good counterpoint to that. Like remember, his reaction to Atoi's failure was like, do not worry, everything's gonna be fine. While some of these characters, Yuhabak, are not exactly the best so when it comes to treating your subordinates over any minor thing. So yeah, I feel in that sense Bal would work. Then the next character we have is Psychos. She alongside Bal is one of the more controversial ones, but I feel like she has again proven herself. her assembling a monster association, I think that's very difficult. Her the beta minimal future sight abilities have shown their worth. Her experimentation with the monster selves again has proven itself useful. And while her current status is damsel in distress in the manga, I think again the monster situation thing has proven her competence to a certain degree. And again, I feel like she could be compensated all for weaknesses by other characters like Irons and Frieza and all that. Then we have the Demon King from Seven Sins. Now, to be honest, I was thinking about replacing with Arthur from the Four Knights of the Apocalypse, but we haven't seen enough of Arthur, in my opinion, enough of his competence and enough of his forces to really say if Arthur would be better than the Demon King, since the Demon King, well, it took a while to take the guy out, and he was very big and major in the story. In fact, honestly, he should have been the final bad guy instead of Paulo when you really think about it. But at the end of the day, the Demon King, I think, has proven himself. Well, Arthur is still too new and too unknown to see if he deserves a spot. But in the future, I could easily see Arthur replacing him. Now we get to the spoilers for the sequel series of Fairy Tail Ignia, Natsu's older brother. Now, again, he's one of the more unknown ones in this and easily could be replaced in the future. But as it stands, I think he would make a good member. This guy who wants to create New Dragon World, well, New Dragon Society, I think makes sense. His brutality, it has shown itself, and also he's a and he has shown to, besides just being a powerhouse, also to be intelligent. Again, he is the most. I'm the most. I don't really have much to say about him so far, but I think he has at least has a good chance at going with these. Again, one powerhouse amongst all powerhouses. And I do feel like he could be useful to the armed forces as well. He's definitely a guy more of like a his power to balance out the weaker halves of the members, or to be a powerful middle half. And now we have the final member of this council, and that is Dark Knightmon. Now, while Lord Baran, his brother, has technically outsmarted him and outmaneuvered him, I always felt it really feels like that was just supposed to have been used to make the final bad guy seem more impressive. Since Lord Baran was like really out of the story for most part. He was kind of like just sitting on his throne when you really think about it. Until like the very end when it came to like showing up and causing damage, or when it comes to show the threat. But when it comes down to it, I really feel like Dark Knightman was more of the. He was more, in my opinion, more of the over the top confident schemer. He was a good manipulator. He knew how to use his Digimon forces. In all honesty, he was a really competent villain. Really did work in the story. It's just that at the end they wanted Baga to be the big bad. So yeah, that's it for my console. If there are any members you feel like we could switch up with some other characters, tell me in the comments below. I would like to hear it. And if you have your own versions of what you'd make you make a console in your villain army, tell me again in the comments below. So yeah, anyways, I hope you like this video. I hope you leave a like. Subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. And when that's it, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time.